Hello YouTubers, this is $7 Bill, or as the Steam community knows me, Blue Screen of Death. I've been noticing a lot of stuff going on with gravity launchers, so I was trying to take that concept and create an elevator. As the main issue I see with the current elevators, people using pistons, is the range of the piston, and each piston takes up 2 or 3 blocks. So for each piston that you want to put on, you have to go down 2 or 3 blocks worth. And I was wanting to build a big building, which this one is 22 stories. Each story is approximately 3 blocks. Then a fourth block, which is the floor. So, I mean, it's not really, I guess, practical in a sense, other than for cool looks, because with being in space, you could just jetpack up each floor. But if you wanted to possibly make something underground, like in a big asteroid, and like I saw on Last Stand Gamers, hope they don't mind me saying it, but they had this mission they were running, and one of the guys ran a truck that they made, or Land Rover or whatever, into an elevator that used pistons and took them down to a sub-level. Now this right here would allow you to not have to dig as much. It would allow you to save on space, because it doesn't require all that room for each piston. If you go beyond the reach of like 2 or 3, that just gets pretty cumbersome with having to dig and getting power down to them. So this is concept number 2 that I've been working on for about 4 hours total over the past few days. And I didn't originally want to use rockets, but I have not quite figured out yet how to use the gravity generators to propel this up and down itself. I've been trying to use the landing lock and a mass block with a reactor connected to it, so it would actually have mass, but I couldn't get it to go anywhere. So I decided, just to see if this elevator would actually stay nice and neat within the space with all these other generators pushing or pulling on it, if it would stay in here, and it is. I don't know if it's might be slightly rubbing up against them. I've never seen any sparks. I don't see any marks of damage at all on any of the structure. So I think it's working out pretty well. I've got a gyro here just to kind of help. So I got engines pointed in different directions in case it did bump into anything, maybe help stabilize a little bit. And I got a sensor here, and I got this exact setup is on the bottom as well, except for this gravity generator, which is just to help you so you could not use your jetpack and actually stand in the elevator and not fly around. But the sensor is on the bottom too. It detects the base station itself and will cut the engine off. So if you're going up, this one would cut the rocket, the engines on the bottom. So I got a crap ton of these things. I think it went up into like the 800s or so. We'll come down here to this panel and take a look. So I got them as a whole group to easily manage them. I got an antenna up top because I do have a remote control on the elevator itself with a camera. I thought the camera would be kind of cool because you could spy on people or see if anybody's actually using it before you take it over or something. But yeah, I got a huge slew. I don't think it's necessary to have all these, but I was just, it's a prototype, testing, want to make sure everything was good to go. And this is the setting I have for them. I'm not sure if reversing the gravity will push inwards or if that would have any effect. I have not tested that yet. But I put, as you can see, like the engines are still kind of damaging the floor a little bit, because as this thing builds up momentum, it doesn't stop perfectly at the doors. If you go like 2, 3, 4 floors, maybe a little bit further, it will stop pretty darn close. But any faster than that, there's just too much mass here, and the engines don't have, I don't have enough engines on here, I guess, essentially to stop it even quicker. So I could put a few more on here, I suppose, and that would help out greatly. But yeah, there's the remote control. There's the sensor showing that it has detected the ground, so it has stopped it. And let's see here. We'll go ahead and take it for a spin. And there's the camera, just so I can see if anybody's in here operating it or whatever, so I don't mess them up. What I would like to do is, one option I've thought of it to not have to rely on the engine stopping it was to put some landing locks, possibly like one row in the back. Just take out these and go all the way up, and then somehow you could go to the control panel. If you know you want to go to floor 22, you could just set it to activate like a sensor that I can mount like right here, and it could activate one of the landing locks, so that as soon as you got to that landing lock, it would just lock you in place. I'm not sure if that would cause any damage though, because it'd be like a abrupt stop. Maybe just some more rockets would work, or if I could figure out how to get this thing exactly to run off of the field generator using the gravity generator, using the methods that are being used for the gravity propelled cannons and stuff. But I'll show you. We'll just take this for a spin. So that's the down, this one's the up. All it does is it toggles on and off the thrusters, which I have set at 4. And as you can see, we'll just go ahead and stop it again. I mean, it stops it pretty quickly. It does pretty good. It's not too bad. But once you get going, I put windows everywhere too because I thought it looked pretty nice. Going all the way up and out the back. You can see what's going on the floors before you get there and so forth. It takes a little while to get to the top. If I set it any faster, it really bypasses the doors if you're going like 10 stories or more. So 4 seems to be a pretty good spot where it's not taking you 9 lives to get from one floor to the next. And we got a little bit longer to go yet. Let's see, we're going at 4.8, 4.95 meters per second, and there's the top, and it stops. And as you can see, the really just, it's not too bad. Oops, it's not too bad considering we went a couple of stories already. But if I'm just going a couple stories, I mean, it stops pretty much perfectly in line. And as you'll see, I got some damage up here, and that is from them stabilizing themselves, because that was not burnt like that prior to making this video. So if I get them to stop properly, that would not happen. So maybe putting a couple extra thrusters on here would greatly help that. But let's just go ahead and I'll just set the sucker to go down and we'll go outside. So creating this big monstrosity here, 22 stories, about 60 some odd blocks squared, and I'm just going to make this one big base station, have about 8 of these, and I like to be able to make them detachable. So each one of these straight sides will have one, and then I'll have another row coming out, and you'll have another one over here and another one over there. And these slanted areas, I'm not sure what to do with them yet since you can't build anything on them. Probably just put a hangar area or something that you can stick inside there for landing ships and whatnot, and put a, maybe have this elevator come down even further so that you can undock from your ship and then walk into the elevator and go up to the main building there. But that's all I was wanting to show, and see if anybody's got any input. Yeah, see that thing's just coming down. See if anybody had any input on how to solve this issue. I haven't seen anybody else try this. But it's working pretty good. It's not running into anything. And it solves having to use multiple pistons. I mean, I've had doors where I've been trying to like make it cover a huge area, like a big asteroid. Just wanted to create like a big door on there, and then a piston only goes up so high, and so you couldn't cover the whole thing, and you have to put another one up top. Whereas if I could just build something like this, I wouldn't have to worry about all the pistons and the extra digging. Takes more equipment, of course, but I'm in creative mode now, so I don't really care about that. Alright, well, if you got any comments or suggestions, just let me know. Thanks for watching.